Well, welcome to Drinks Around the Table. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good, man. Pretty good.
What are you drinking?
Coke and Coke and Crown Royal. So it's this salted caramel special holiday edition Crown Royal
Nice.
mixed with Coke. Tastes it's pretty smooth. Which is great for me because I'm a lightweight. I can't take anything too strong.
Hey, no judgment here. All right, so I've got to know more about Black Spartans.
Mhm.
Which, first of all, what was it? What was your main influence for Black Spartans?
Uh, I'm a huge anime person, and so like my my favorite literally I don't know, this is a little bit backwards, but my favorite anime is One Piece, uh,
Nice.
and so like things like One Piece, My Hero Academia, I don't know, Yu Yu Hakusho, the the really cliche stories of like, oh, this is young kid, oh, he gets powers, oh, there's this huge, thing that for some reason only he can solve. I look, oh, I love all of those stories, uh, and I tell my wife I watch TV, like she says I watch a lot of TV, but in reality, I like my criteria. I only watch things that make me laugh, or that like inspire me.
Sure.
Uh, and like that's it. Those don't. Or I watch something with her that I would never watch otherwise.
Right.
And so usually that means that I spend all of my, like, if it's just me watching TV, I'm watching sitcoms, stand up comedy, uh, and anime. Like those are the only things that I'm watching. And uh, I was talking to one of my friends one day. He was like, "Man, what if we created our own?" And we were spitballing ideas, and I'm a doer, right? And
Right.
so I was like, "Yeah, well, let's. I mean, I'm sure I can do it." And uh, so obviously, starting with manga and just dove into that. It's been a 2 year thing. I'm a little bit obsessive, and so I spent a lot of time doing
Hey,
research
nothing wrong with that.
and and yeah, that's how it came. I tell people, it's like a mix between Bleach, One Piece, and The Witcher, like all
Wow.
wrapped up, all wrapped up into one. So I don't know if you've seen any of those.
I'm not as versed in anime as you. Um, I do know The Witcher. I do know Bleach. I don't know One Piece, but yeah, I stuck with more movies than series, and
Yeah,
even that I'm not super well versed in. But I was a like Ninja Scroll. I dug that movie, Vampire Hunter D. Those two movies. I was more of a in and out type because I'd see some of those seasons where it's like it has two seasons, but there's 720 episodes, and I it blows
yeah,
my mind.
yeah,
But I mean, I get that saga feel. I I can totally get behind that. It's just more of a wow. I wish I'd have found these when I was younger and
yeah,
had more time to absorb them.
yeah. I mean, One Piece is like it's the longest running anime. It's been around for 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, they're on episode 900
Oh
and
my
nine.
god!
And in the manga, they're on chapter. I just read chapter 1002 the other day.
Wow.
It is like it's so there are people that love it, and people that like hate it, and like under no circumstances are they going to try to watch it because it's just too long.
Right.
But when you watch it, and so really, One Piece is probably my biggest inspiration for Black Spartans because the the annoying people that get into One Piece. We always say that like it has. extensive world building. Like it's the detail, the depth of world building in One Piece and of like just storytelling is kind of amazing. So I mean, it's been a straight, succinct story for over 20 years, and they just
That's
announced that it's going to finish in the next 5 years, which is like, that's still a long time
that's insane.
in the next 5 years.
Right.
But it's it's clear, pinpointed, and just like everything falls in line and it makes sense and has its place. Which is why I spent 2 years just doing research on like, how do you world build? How do you write this kind of character? How do you write this kind of character?
Right.
You write? How do you create empires? Just learn as much as I can because I wanted to I wanted to
feel real.
Yeah, and I wanted to really like just build a world that because one of the things about One Piece is like the world. You can take the story out of One Piece completely, and it's still a really interesting, like evergreen, self-sustaining world. And so I wanted to build something like that.
Oh, that's awesome. So now, have you followed it all 20 years, or did you come to it late? Or
no, I came to it late. I found One Piece probably like 2-3 years ago, and so I took a year. And I said, I'm a pretty like inline kind of guy, so I don't watch more than one anime at a time.
Right.
And like I won't if I'm binge watching something, I don't binge more than one at a time.
Okay, I got you.
So it took me a little bit over a year to get caught like all the way up.
That's impressive though. 2 decades in 1 year. That's wow. I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was the only thing I watched that year.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That must be good. So okay, so you wrote Black Spartan. You created it, but you didn't draw. You have another artist.
Yeah. And so I mean, obviously, I created it, did all the world building and all of that. I have a couple of artists. I have 2 concept artists, and so I work with them to develop the designs of the characters.
Right.
And they are located overseas, and cool. so they do all the concept art, and they're great. They take great direction and all of that. And then once I had all the concept art, I found these guys. They have their own manga series already called Macchiato, and so their business is Macchiato Studios.
Oh, yeah.
And so they do their own, but they also take on other people's projects, and so they do script writing, and they do the whole comic book production. And so I write my own scripts, but I write my own scripts and then take the concept art, throw it over to them, and they bring it to life.
Nice. Was it like did you look at various artists, or was it you saw them and you were done?
Nope, I did. And so I'm in a group on Facebook of like Black comic creators. And like there's Black comic creators and then Black comic artists and writers group as well. And so I just, I said, hey, I'm looking for somebody that can replicate the. Actually, what I did was I just asked a bunch of artists to send me their Instagram links. And so I didn't tell them I was looking for an artist. I said, hey, I just want to follow more Black artists. Can you send me Instagram links? And so they did. And I went through some that I felt like it was really important to me to find somebody that could replicate my concept artist because I really like that art. And so I found 2 different artists. And then I just did a test. I sent both of them my main character, and I said, hey, can you draw this character in this pose? And they both drew it, and one of them, replicated it almost to a T. And so that's how I got macchiato.
That's awesome. How has it been being overseas? How has it been kind of with the going back and forth of,
Yeah, and
I've got these pages.
yeah. So my comic book artists, they're not overseas.
Oh, okay.
They're just they're in another state. Can't remember what state they're in right now. They're in another state. The my concept artists are overseas, and that's uh that's fine. The challenge there was like because one of them is in Indonesia, and you know he'll send me a sketch at like 2 a.m. Because it's the evening for him, and it's
Sure.
like it's 2 a.m. for me. And so it slowed the process down a little bit. But he also worked really, really, really fast. He was like, when I sent him all the stuff that I was looking for, he'd have a sketch back to me in like 12 to 16 hours.
Oh, it's a quick turnaround. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. And so waiting that extra day for me to give him feedback and then for him to come back was was pretty good. And while I am a creator, I am a creative. I'm also really business minded, and so I actually went on Fiverr. Do you know what Fiverr?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of my friends told me about Fiverr, and I went on Fiverr and found those concept artists. And just in all reality, like they were able to knock out high quality art really quick for really cheap prices that allow me to pump out a whole bunch of character concepts to really get the ball rolling on getting the comic fully up and created.
Were they on your Indiegogo? The monsters and everything, that's them too, or?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So basically every one of the concepts.
Yeah. So I had a guy from the Philippines who did all of my people, and then a guy from Indonesia who did all of the like all the monsters and the oni and all of that.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, the guy that did the people, he was clear that he wasn't comfortable doing the monster art, and the guy that did the monster art was comfortable with doing people, but he wasn't as detailed as the guy who was
so it was a perfect little marriage.
It really was. I got really lucky finding those guys, and then being able to find the guys from Macchiato to take it and really turn it to life. And I mean, they do a really, really, really great job of just replicating that concept art.
I mean, which is important with a comic. I mean, sequential art, you're going to be replicating those same, different poses, but same characters over and over and over.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I dug the premise. I do, after I say this, I do need to have you explain to me. I don't actually know what shonen manga is. Like, I don't know what that makes it separate, but it was the monsters that sold me. Like, I was like, okay, this is a cool, like, reading the concept, I was like, that's fun. But then I saw the art for the monsters, and that's what made me click. I'm in. Like, take my money. But so yeah, what I know what manga is. What's shonen manga?
I mean, manga is just really Japanese comics, and so there's a ton of genre that go into.
Okay.
Like there could be romance manga. There can be just like slice of life of just kids hanging out and having fun, and there's no real like plot or danger or anything.
Right.
Just and so really shonen and manga is probably the closest thing that we would have in America to like traditional superhero comics.
Okay.
So the difference is just like the depth of the storyline. And so like Flash, right? You can pick up an issue of the Flash, and there's Flashpoint, there's Crisis on Infinite Earth, there's all of these different storylines in Flash. But with something like One Piece or Naruto or any type of manga, specifically in shonen, every issue is in a straight line with each other, and
Okay.
so that's the difference, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's the shonen genre is just a like it like has a protagonist that that's, I mean, there's actually been some really interesting takes on shonen. So they don't always have to have powers, but they're fighting against there's protagonist. There's this big villain, and they're usually battle based and fighting against something to get to some huge endpoint of like beating the ultimate villain, or becoming the king of something, or
Right.
or something like that. Yeah, and so really, shonen is what I, I didn't really have to say shonen, because when people think of manga, they automatically think of shonen because it's probably the most popular genre. But there
So
are
it's kind of, I mean, is it kind of like here in America when people hear comic books, they typically their head goes straight to superheroes?
exactly.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay, well that's cool. What, man? There's so many different avenues here. I don't. It says in the Indiegogo. This is chapter 1 of how many chapters?
Yeah, for like over 200 chapters.
200.
Yeah, and I got a little ambitious, right? I got a little ambitious because I've already plotted out the entire story.
Well, that was my next question. Yeah.
Yeah, I plotted out the entire story from beginning to end, and then I broke those down into separate volumes, and then I broke those all the stuff that needs to happen in each volume,
Right.
and then just knowing that it's probably each volume is probably going to be somewhere between 8 to 12 chapters. And so it gets a little lengthy.
Yeah.
It gets a little lengthy.
There's nothing wrong with that. Well, it sounds like that to fit what you're basing it on, it should be lengthy. Like these are long epics.
Well, there are a lot of shonen that are pretty short.
Oh, more self-contained stuff.
And so I mean, like Attack on Titan is like
I know Attack on Titan.
That's about to wrap up, and that's a shonen. And like I said, One Piece is on episode 959. Attack on Titan is on episode like 68, and they're about to be done.
Yeah.
And so
more my speed.
Yeah. You should, man. I don't even get me started on like that's too. It's like storytelling wise, Attack on Titan is amazing.
Yeah.
But and considering this is my first comic that I've ever made,
right?
Like the logical thing to do and the good advice would have been like, hey, just write a little short story that you can start and finish and put out there. But I'm not really writing it for people.
Right.
I was in my 2 years of research. I watched a lot of like Stan Lee's just speak, like hit the advice that he would give to people. And one of the things he said is just write what you like. Don't write what you think will sell. Just write what you would like to read. And so I'm really just writing what I would like to read. And so if nobody buys it, I will continue to put my own money into making it because it's fun. It is fun to make. It's fun for me. It's fun for me to make it and then see it come to life and then read it and re-experience it all over again. And so the 200 chapter story is ambitious and probably not recommended for the first time comic book creator.
There's nothing wrong with swinging for the fences.
It's what I like, and so it's what I'm doing.
Well, and that'll probably come through in the pages too. Like, I mean, when a writer's having fun and it's not just a page count. I've got to hit this number.
Yeah.
To then that translates. What's okay? So I thought of two things to ask you. What? Because you've mentioned DC and you've mentioned Marvel. So did you grow up reading comics?
No, I did not grow up reading comics. I grew up watching like superhero TV shows, and so like Teen Titans, Static Shock,
Right.
Justice League, Avengers, but I did not grow up reading
So
comics.
okay, the source material, but not the source material, but the adaptations of the source material. Because I
Right,
mean,
right. Yeah,
like Justice League is fantastic
yeah.
and still holds up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I got into reading comics as I got older,
Yeah.
but as a kid I didn't. But as an adult,
Hey,
I got my own money, I got my own time, I can do what I want.
there you go.
On
Well, see,
comics.
we're flipped because I grew up reading comics, not watching anime, and I came to anime the little bit that I've watched because I did try Attack on Titan. I think I was streaming it on something, and then I didn't have access anymore. But I knew I remember the first episode. I'm a big monster guy. Like I love monsters and giant monsters even more so.
Yeah.
And so that opening attack by that thing, because I don't even know the vernacular. I don't even know what it is that I was watching destroy, but I was tied. I mean, I was digging it. So yeah, I mean, I came to it later instead of earlier.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. I don't know if you got Hulu.
I do.
But it's on Hulu now. And
All right. I'll give that a shot. So what? Okay, this is your first comic, but is this the first writing you've done?
Technically, yes. I guess it depends on how you look at that. Which is, it seems like a simple question. But so when I was I don't know, I was in like sixth grade, and so when I was a kid, my life's goal was to be an actor, right? Like to to move to Hollywood and be a film actor.
The whole bit. All right.
And so I was in every play in school that I could be. I went to Paseo High School, and so I was in like every theater production. At Paseo you have to like audition in an art to get in, and acting was my art. I even acted at Avila for a little bit. But
Nice.
so when I was in sixth grade, I wrote a script for the Brandon Calloway show. It's funny. I had a notebook specifically for that, and I would whenever I had time, I would go and just write out the script. I don't remember what the plot was. I don't remember anything about it.
Right.
Other than that, and so which was a little bit juvenile. It doesn't really count. So this is the first time I'm actually like really writing something.
Okay. Are you being your first big project at this level? Do you have any influences? Or are you just this is my style. I'm figuring it out as I go.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, this it's really just this is my style. And I mean, again, just really having fun. And so,
yeah.
Every now and then I'll worry about, like, oh, am I doing this wrong? Am I doing this right? And then I have people that I talk to, and so there's Jay Allen he put out the Scarlet Knight, and so I'll talk with him. He'll give me some advice. I don't know if you know the guys from Concrete Comics. So yeah, their Concrete is another like a black comic book company out of Philadelphia, and they've only been around for a year, but they put out they got 7 comics out already.
Nice.
And so I reach out to them.
They're publishing them, or they made them?
They both. They are the creators, the artists, and the publishers.
Of 7 comics?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they have five no four they have four different comics, and so they have three of them have 2 issues, and then one has just came out with their first issue, and so they're a team of people, and they all like each one of them is the head creator of their own, and they just all work together though.
That's
And
awesome.
so when if I'm needing advice, I'll get some advice from some people, but ultimately, I do go back to just like this is
I'm happy, so this is what I'm
yeah,
doing.
I'm happy and it's fun, and you know I think what every chapter I'll probably get cleaner and
Oh yeah, I mean, you'll definitely it's going to evolve,
yeah
even if you know you luck out because I mean, as somebody that had my first thing come out and then when I put my second thing out, I was like, "Oh man, that first thing's rough." Yours may be, flawless. You'll still that second one you're going to be like, "Nah, this is where I'm at now." And
yeah
it's just, I mean, it's going to evolve. Now, I almost hate to put this in your head with 200s, or you're already swinging for the fences so hard, but do you, is that it? You're done? Or you think you'll, gravitate towards other projects as you work on this one, or are you going to wait till after it, or are you just done? Like, that's the
yeah.
story I have to tell.
And so you remember I said that I usually only watch one anime at a time.
Right?
So like I took that time and I committed that full year to One Piece.
One show.
And so I don't imagine that I will like I don't imagine I will venture into anything else while I'm working on this. Um, if if I'm able to get all 200 issues made, then that'll be great, and it'll be hard to justify not doing something else after that. But
I mean, some people, I mean, I've known plenty of people that they had a book, they wrote that book, that's what they wanted to do, and now they're done. They're moving on to some other dream or some other project. It's not they don't want to spend their lives writing books, but other, I'm
yeah,
not that way. I've got tons of stuff that I've
yeah,
got to put out there, but
yeah. I guess my philosophy is that as long as it continues to be fun, I'll probably keep doing it.
that's cool. I will forewarn you that once this comes out and when you start getting, people have bought it and then that your name gets out and the project gets out, you're probably going to have other people be like, "Hey, I've got this project. Do you want to write like just this little thing or, this little short story or whatever?" And it'll start happening and then and it's like, that's a fun project. Cool. But then you've got 200 like it, lined out.
Yeah,
Anything you do is going to distract from that, but that's the burden you'll be dealing with, my friend.
yeah. Assuming that I've magically become some super famous kind of author, but
Never know.
yeah, you never know.
Well, so okay, Indiegogo, and that ends. When's that end?
Either next Saturday or next Friday or Saturday. So I don't know what date that is.
So I don't even know what today is. Today's the
Today's the third.
third. So what? The 10th?
Yeah. No, because the 10th is a Wednesday.
Wait, yeah. You said a Saturday. So yeah,
Yeah, the 12th or
the
13th.
12th. Gotcha. Well, I will put that link down below. And then, is there anything else you want to direct people? You got any? Well, that's you don't have a website or anything, do you, for this?
No, not
Or a
yet.
Facebook page or anything?
Well, yeah, I mean the Facebook page is just Black Spartans Manga.
Okay, I'll put that link down below too.
Same thing with the Instagram. And I the website will be as soon as the when the Indiegogo ends, there'll be a little bit of a you know like a grace period, a period where I won't be like where basically people won't be able to buy it.
Mhm.
But as soon as it gets produced, because I mean I do have a website, and it's already up, it was already designed and all of that. But as soon as like chapter one is able to be like bought and instantly read, I'll I'll start pushing the website back out.
Okay, I got you. Do you is issue one going to have a limited print run? I mean, is this when you what you print out the gate or is it a print on demand type situation?
It'll probably be a limited print run. I don't imagine that I'll do a print on demand kind of thing because I'm not that big. But I will have like I'll have a digital copy that's
Yeah.
that's readily available, and so people will buy it and instantly get emailed the digital copy and uh that way it'll be a low barrier. They can see chapter one, get a little bit of a glimpse of chapter two, and you
When's
know
that? So okay, one drops here pretty quick. Do you even know when issue two is going to drop?
uh no, because I said I just finished that up today, and that ended up being like 24 pages. And so I mean I imagine it'll be 2 to 3 months before I can get that to them and they're fully
Right.
done with all of that.
But yeah, geography is definitely going to be a factor as far as the time frame too. But still, that's awesome. Like I'm really looking forward to reading it. I pretty much that's the time I've got here. You got anything else you want to plug?
No.
All right. Well, like I said, I'll put everything down below so everybody can go check it out. And thanks for having a drink with me.
Oh, no problem, man. Thank you for having me on.